Good morning, good afternoon, dear students. First of all, I'd like to express my profuse thanks to P-Form and EduTech for this golden opportunity to talk to you and present my lesson. Well, my lesson is entitled Gardner's Multiple Intelligence Theory in the EFL class, Responding to Diversity in the Classroom. The lesson main objective is, by the end of this lesson, student teachers will be able to implement multiple intelligence theory in their classes and respond to learners' preferred channels of learning, materials, overhead projector, tablets, cell phones, and laptops. Well, as a warming up, dear all, first observe and try to have an idea about the impact of today's higher education systems around the world. Algeria is included, of course. We start by the Times. Higher education in Great Britain. An investigation by the Times has revealed that 50,000 students at British universities have been caught cheating over the past 3 years. Why? According to CNN, exclusive, doctors cheated on exam. American Board of Radiology, doctors cheating on exam or on tests. How can you explain this? The American Board of Radiology, they do cheat on exams. Let's go to China. Cheating is also the order of the day. Chinese school stops exam cheating by using newspaper device. What's the problem? In India, according to the BBC News, India arrests hundreds of a Bihar school cheating. Look, classmates climbed the wall to cheat with their classmates, the other classmates in the classroom. In Algeria, وزارة التربية تلجأ إلى الكاميرات لمراقبة امتحانات البكالوريا. Well, cheating is everywhere. The problem then is not in everywhere, in all the students, but in the system itself. So, why all that? Here is a possible answer. Actually, once upon a time, and even today, students' learning preferences are ignored, hence poor results. We are still using the structural approach, then direct approach, then audiolingual approach, then the communicative approach, then the functional approach, always changing, but the results are the same. Possible solution. We have to take into account Gardner's multiple intelligences theory. Well, theory of multiple intelligences. Rather than seeing intelligence as dominated by a single general ability, Howard Gardner, please pay attention to the spelling of Gardner because there is a spelling mistakes in the previous slide. He proposed in his 1983 book, Frames of Mind, the theory of multiple intelligences. The MI approach has been embraced by practitioners as it gives them the opportunity to address an array of ways in which people learn, show 2004. Gardner's 9 intelligences. According to Teacher Vision 2019, Gardner groups student strength into 9 broad categories of intelligences. Number 1, logical mathematical. Here the student uses numbers effectively. 2, visual spatial. Here, the student is artistically or spatially perceptive. 3, bodily kinesthetic. Here, the student excels at tasks that require physical movement. 4, musical intelligence. And here, the child, the learner, the student perceives and or expresses musical forms and patterns. Linguistic learner intelligence. The learner uses word effectively. And 6, interpersonal intelligence. Here, the learner responds well to others. 7, intrapersonal intelligence. Here, the learner is reflective and inner directed. While 8, the naturalist. Here, the learner makes distinctions in the natural world. And 9, existential. Here, existential intelligence is the deep sensitivity and the ability of the learner to handle deep questions such as the meaning of existence, life, what is the afterlife, what is after death, etc. North Anglia 2020. Here I prefer to add religious intelligence under this existential umbrella. If you look at the pie, we have the circle, we have analytic, and it includes logical, rhythmic, naturalist. Introspective, it includes intrapersonal, existential, and visual. Interactive, and it includes kinesthetic, interpersonal, and linguistic. Hence, I advise future teachers, before planning your lesson or presenting it, you have to bear in mind that your class is or very often consists of at least 9 intelligences. And these 9 intelligences are reflected in the following persons. So, my class, I can find in my class the mathematical learner, like Einstein, the linguistic learner, like Shakespeare, the naturalistic learner, like Darwin, the existential learner, like this Kuwaiti Imam, or any religious personality, like Imam Badis in Algeria. We can find the interpersonal learner, like Teresa. We can find spatial visual learners, like El-Biruni. We can find musical learner or rhythmic learner, like Beethoven. And we can find intrapersonal learners, like Socrates. And finally, we can find kinesthetic learner, like Pelé, Messi, and of course we have great football players, Mahrez in Nigeria, for example. So I give you here an example of how to implement multiple intelligences and integrate it with films or with videos or with pictures in the English as a foreign language class. Well, actually, when films are supported with MI activities, they can strengthen audio and visual perception simultaneously, and they can present paralinguistic features found in the L2. This is after 1999. They can capture the learner's attention, Technologiques 2010. They can increase motivation to language learning, Ruth 2011. They can provide promising material to teach conversation, Martin and Jane 2009. They can improve students' awareness of the L2 target culture, Zhang 2013 and other 1999. And they can provide learning within an entertaining, relaxing environment. And finally, they can respond to diversity in the classroom. They can respond to the different learning styles of our pupils. Now, the activities that respond and engage students' multiple intelligences. What are they? As a teacher, a future teacher, you have to know that verbal linguistics can be developed by presenting rich dialogues and thought-provoking scripts. Teachers should foster students to interpret language and engage in discussion. 2. Logical mathematical. These can be developed by presenting puzzles and mysteries and by incorporating logical reasoning and problem solving. 3. Visual spatial. This intelligence can be developed by offering visual stimulating contents. These can captivate students' learning with vivid imagery, spatial relationship, and visual storytelling. 4. Musical. The combination of visual and music in films can evoke emotions, create a comfortable learning atmosphere, and foster memorization. 5. Bodily kinesthetic. Actually, action-packed films, dance sequences, sport-related movies, and role plays can appeal to this category of learners. 6. Interpersonal intelligence. Through the exploration of emotions, conflicts, and social contexts, some activities offer the opportunity to learners to analyze human behavior and interpersonal communication. 7. Intrapersonal intelligence. Activities like videos and films can encourage viewers to contemplate their own emotions and values and hence master them. 8. Naturalistic intelligence. Teachers should use materials like films to respond to this category by incorporating wildlife, environmental themes, and ecological documentaries. Examples. The following story in the form of a fable was taken from my book titled Beast in Star, a series of fables treating multiple intelligence theory. It can develop learners' force skills, higher order thinking, critical thinking, and authentic fair assessment. Look at the story, The Donkey and the Magic Pebble by Professor Hamoudi Abdelhak. Look at the picture, the donkey, in his hand a pebble, a magic pebble, a lion roaring under a rock. I start reading. Once upon a time on the golden beach, a donkey found the magic pebble. Thanks to it, everything was within his reach, defying the mighty, the strong, and the capable. He made his family and relatives very rich. What used to be wanted became undesirable. One day, the donkey in the forest was walking. Of every earthly creature he did mock. Suddenly, some lions from behind trees appearing. The donkey stood still. His brain got locked. He forgot what to do when we heard the lions roaring. Unconsciously, he asked the pebble to turn him into a rock. And unfortunately, when the lions left away, the donkey remained motionless. He could nothing to the pebble ask or say. He missed the pebble, power that was endless. Because of his stupidity, he had to dearly pay. He remained a rock because of his absent-mindedness. This is to say, my dear student, business is never always success. A misuse occurring deliberately or by accident will turn into curse every bless. Engage your whole brain and be prudent. True power is strength, but above all, brightness. So, to be honest with you, the story does exist in literature, but I converted this story into a poem with rhythm and, as you say, respecting some literature, some poetry rules. Here as the examples, here there are examples which are based on multiple intelligences. Am I based in questions? Question 1. In real life, Humans can have something like a magic pebble. If well used, they lead a happy life. When misused, it causes their ruin. What could it be? Do you know people who had, I would say, something like a magic pebble? And because they misused it, they caused their ruin. Or the other way, because they used it appropriately and they leading a wonderful, great life. 2, sometimes a blessing turns into a curse. In your opinion, why? Discuss and give real-life examples. 3, true power is strength, but above all is blindness. Can you give examples? 4, what type of intelligence should the donkey have engaged to feed the roaring lions? 5, if you were in the place of the donkey, how would you behave? What would you ask the pebble? 6, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it, says the quote. Ceux qui ne se rappellent pas du passé se condamnent à le répéter, says the quote. Find real-life examples where history repeated itself. 7, create cause and effect sentences of all the events in this poem. 8, draw pictures of different stages of a story. 9, find out and analyze the moral of the story. 10, list how things learned in this poem can help you in your future life. 11, transform the poem into a narrative. 12, explain the story using only movement, gestures, and realia, pictures or objects. 13, a quote says, think good, good follows. Think bad, bad follows. How can you relate this to this poem? Well, my dear students, all these questions are related to the different intelligences of multiple intelligence based Gardner's multiple intelligence theory. So they respond to diversity in your class. Activity number 2. This poem is also written by me. It's original, and it is titled The Serpent and Its Rescuer. You have to engage your brain and read between the lines to understand the moral, the lesson you will get from it. The story starts. Once, on a very cold day, though in late spring, a farmer on his way home saw a dying snake. He put it under his jacket, and home was he heading. To give it warmth and care, perhaps up it would wake. The farmer caressed the creature as was singing, saving animals recompenses when for God's sake, saving animals recompenses when for God's sake. The snake woke up, feeling the man's hand caressing. It got scared, horrified, and free it decided to break. The sole door to freedom was the farmer's head biting, and returned to his sweet home near the frog's lake. It bit in a rage, and the poor rescuer turned to be dying, then left to the lake, leaving the farmer's life at stake. Oh my God. The farmer, asking the snake. Why? Asked the farmer. Your repay was but biting. Because I am a snake, you forgot to be wide awake. But I was rescuing you. Why have you opted for killing? Because I learned man's behaviors are but a horrible fate. Our snake school professor has never stopped teaching. Our poison is our abracadabra, to survive, never to flake. This is, you have to find the lesson from this poem. And of course, it can happen with people, with the humans as well. The reading comprehension questions, of course, they are multiple intelligences based. Was the farmer right when he tried to save the snake? If you were in his place, what would you do? 2, what type of intelligence should the farmer possess to avoid the harm of the snake? 3, karma is said to bring good luck and security. Why didn't it protect the farmer? 4, is the snake considered as a traitor? Why? 5, did the snake make use of his intelligence? How? Justify. 6, what musical background could you use to make learning teaching of this poem more effective? 7, act out the poem in pairs through role playing. One plays the role of the snake, the other plays the role of the farmer. 8, sort and categorize information about different snakes existing in your area on Earth. If, for example, you live in Nigeria, can you categorize information about the different snakes existing in your area? 9, what is the ecological role of snakes? 10, create a table for a study of snakes using the following information. You can give them some information and they are going to create the table of study according to the following information. Of course, you can use internet, Google, and gather information about snakes, then give it to your students to categorize them. Well, before I finish, my dear all, I ask you to go to this link and watch my video, the video created by Professor Hamoudi, and try to turn it into a script, into a narrative. You may use technology, and I advise you to use technology because you are in the 21st century. Any lesson without technology is not a lesson. You may use technology to accomplish this task. Well, this is a homework. Well, dear all, this video, which is mine, was once used by British experts who visited Algeria and organized a national seminar to all the inspectors, middle school inspectors of Algeria. And they took it from the internet and they used it. They didn't know that it is made by an Algerian scholar. Finally, once more, I'd like to thank those organizers, okay, Beform and EduTech, and thank you very much for your attention. Thank you and take care.